Dinger! Dingle! Whoa! Hello! My God! The energy in this room, people! I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, elves and dwarves, knights and demigorgs. Don't know what that is, but I love it. Welcome to the very first episode of
Full Super!
That's right. Full Super, the show's so sick it had to miss school.
Yes, so Full Super is a weekly variety web show where we explore everything from movies and video games to debunking myths and unpopular opinions and everything in between. Are you not entertained? Well, you will be now.
Well, look alive, people, because we are live! Live! We are in Low Sale Tape Studios, and they were nice enough to give us a home for this madhouse of misfits. Light applause, light applause. Yes, indeed. I love it.
The name's Lina Babina.
And the name is Seth. I want to change my name. On today's show, we have a peanut butter and jam-packed 45 minutes of full super content.
Super full super content. So that's right. How about you make like that Marvel Cinematic Universe and stick around because we have an awesome giveaway which you can win. Our wonderful sponsors at Shredder's Planet Musical Instruments will provide one lucky viewer with a plastic or Stag acoustic guitar pack.
It's an acoustic guitar.
It is an acoustic
And
guitar.
if you know how to play, then perfect. You're already a step ahead.
It's not plastic, it's acoustic.
It's an acoustic, exactly. But anyway, you can finally impress nobody by playing Wonderwall. I know what you're thinking, but Seth, how are you so awesome, good-looking, and other?
Literally, no one was thinking
I
that.
was.
But they are wondering how you can win said guitar. It's simple. All you have to do is answer the question below.
And this week's common question of the day is, what is the most useless superpower you can come up with?
Like, for example, the ability to turn invisible, but only when no one is looking. Or the ability to come up with a second useless power, which I definitely didn't forget to do. Anyway, stay tuned till the end of the show where Seth and I will pick the winning answer based on creativity.
And be sure, guys, to keep your comments clean and sensible, because that's how we're going to pick them. Have you thought of a weird, useless...
I was thinking the ability to retain water, so not to pee every 20 seconds.
That was the word. The minute they were like, okay, let's go live, and I was like, bathroom. No.
Anyway,
Yeah.
What do you think of this set? I love this couch.
I actually, this couch kind of reminds me of my dorm days. Well, I never actually stayed in a dorm. I actually stayed in a very fancy
You must have had a very fancy dorm.
No, I did,
Okay.
absolutely. But this stage is pretty top-notch.
Look, this is Captain Marvel and
Yes,
Ben Affleck over there.
That was the joke we made many times during rehearsal.
Christian Bale or Ben Affleck?
You decide. Of course, we have completely missed out the giant Iron Man. And the what's it called?
I don't know who this guy is. I'm sorry.
Who's seen Iron Man? Who actually likes Iron Man here? Iron Man, the Iron Man. Of course, we got the comics over here, and I don't know, man.
The egg cup holders.
The egg cup holder thingies.
I was gonna say Lord of the Rings, but no, that's Game of Thrones.
And is that the cat that farts rainbows?
Yes, it is.
Moving on.
Anyway, talking about the internet, are you tired of using your own thumb to navigate the net? On the hunt for the latest and juiciest? Well, may your thumbs now rest easy because we have compiled the greatest and quirkiest of this week's internet shenanigans. This is Full Supercharged News!
With thunder! Right, so we got our fancy iPad here. We're about to read some news.
Some newsy news. Yes. Oh.
Copy.
All
Sorry,
right, so the
like
first
this.
news of the today is...
This is something serious, eh? This plastic-free bag dissolves in water.
Interesting.
Do you know what? This is great.
This is fantastic.
This is actually really great.
This will help our planet. Apparently, it says here that a Swedish team first invented the plastic bag back in 1965, and then now a group from Chile have invented a biodegradable plastic-free bag. So leave it to the South Americans to fix what the Europeans messed up.
Oh, calling you out.
Moving on. Disney Imagineering has created autonomous robot stunt doubles.
So hold on. This is basically. Oh, here it is. Look, check it out.
Oh,
So people. A people. They use robots. This is like, I mean, are they trying to start China? Okay, that was pretty awesome. It was like seeing Terminator, but like it was Terminator the musical.
It was.
It was basically Terminator the musical.
But I have one comment though. It's like all these stunt double actors now they can't claim insurance if they.
Oh.
Sorry, it's all about the money.
It's all about the money. Next, moving on.
Moving on to this third headline. Read this out loud, please.
Fungus headphones over a glimpse at a renewable future of electronics. Just one more time. Fungus headphones. You already lost me. I'm not even like.
So instead of using plastic, leather, and mesh, apparently this company, Finnish design studio Avon, it's Avon. They're using yeast, mushrooms, and other microbe-grown materials. I have no idea why they would even think of that.
So hold on.
On your ears, you have fungus, yeast, donuts.
You know what? Like I like my donuts on a plate with, well, not my donuts. Well, donuts with some maybe, stuffed with jam.
Sprinkling of sugar.
Exactly. Nice little Boston cream. But I want Boston creams in my ear. I feel like that's a struggle I don't want to live with.
How can you hear music through fungus?
Yes, it's gonna sound like farts. Moving on. The final headline. This is my favorite. I love this one.
Mr. Wrinkles.
Mr. Wrinkles.
The creepy clown paid to terrify children into
This is Krampus. You guys know Krampus. Say it again. Okay, so wait.
The creepy clown paid to terrify children into behaving.
His name is Wrinkles, and he's a creepy clown who will terrify your children if you pay him enough.
Apparently, this happens in Florida only, of course, because this guy moved to Florida, and that's where people from Florida, they call up this guy and say, hey, can you come scare a misbehaving child into obedience?
This is just, he's like, you know what? My child is damaged. I'll damage him some more. Here's a terrifying clown. Let him just get traumatized for life.
Can I just read this quote out from this guy who is a 65-year-old military veteran? He's like, I've got women calling me all the time. Young ones too, like weird goths with chains and stuff. I've had enough psycho women in my life already. That's why I'm divorced.
I love how he said they're psycho. It's like, bro, your job is to scare kids. Like,
That's not psycho at all. That's very healthy.
No, that's very normal. That's a very normal.
On the healthy spectrum in Florida, very healthy.
Very. At least living a long life.
Indeed.
It's a way to make a living.
All right, and I think that.
Well, that was the fun news, and I don't know. What was the one that really came out like?
I really liked Mr. Wrinkles. I don't know why I call him Mr. Wrinkles. His name is just Wrinkles.
I think
I'm adding like a respect.
Keep it at Mr. Wrinkles.
Name.
I like it. I like Mr. Wrinkles.
Right.
Well. Anyway, if that's not causing any paranoia, well, get your tinfoils out because 5G's coming to fry your brain on an egg on a sidewalk. Or not. Well, it depends how you look at it. You're done looking, because here we'll debunk all your myths, and you don't need mustaches to do this. This is Dismythed.
Hello, this is Ella, and these are my cats, Lily and Gilly. I'm sorry, they're a bit hungry. Maybe you heard this on the news or from your grumpy neighbor who's trying to teach you how to raise your kids. Stop feeding your kids candy. They're hyper enough. But does sugar really make your kids hyper? This is commonly believed and spread among concerned parents and nosy extended family members. Thank you for your input, Ammo Khalil. However, you would be surprised to know that this idea is only based on a single study from the 1970s. When a doctor removed sugar from one child's diet and the results showed improved behavior. According to Dr. Mark Holeriak, I hope I said his name correctly, sugar has nothing to do with children's behavior. Maybe it has something to do with your bad parenting. Sugar hype only works if your kids have low blood sugar or hypoglycemia. Otherwise, they're just being hyper and happy. So when you think about it, where do we usually see hyper kids running around? Parties, birthdays, Halloween. All these events are associated with a lot of sugar and sweets. Your kids are just happy and excited. Every research conducted on the behavior of children and sugar is not conclusive. Why? Because the subjects, kids, were not randomized enough. Nearly in every trial done, the kids either were not diverse enough or parents were involved. Which brings us to the bigger problem, the placebo effect. In one study, parents were asked to rate their kids' hyperactivity after eating candy with sugar and candy without sugar. Problem was that parents knew which was which. So you can imagine how that may have swayed their perception because all parents rated their kids' hyperactivity high after eating candy with sugar. This renders the study inconclusive because it played on parents' misconception. In order for us to determine for a fact that sugar has nothing to do with hyperactivity, we should randomize the study, and people should not know which candy has sugar in it. For God's sake, guys, I saw my nephew go hyper after eating carrots. The reason why they're hyper is because they love candy and they're just happy and excited. And maybe because some chocolate has caffeine in it. It's the caffeine, not the sugar. So yeah, that settles it. This myth has been dismissed. Say bye, Lily. Bye, Gilly.
Nice. That was awesome. That was really awesome.
I did not know that about the whole thing with candy and children. I mean, that's good to know, because then I could stuff my nephews full of chocolate, nerds, Maltesers,
Actually, a funny story.
Kinder eggs.
I actually bought my nephew. Well, they were like, buy these jelly beans.
Yeah.
But they didn't want it regular jelly beans. It was the ones that like taste like fart or sock.
Ah, the Bertie Bott's every favorite.
Yeah, it's like, why do you want that? And like, literally, I bought it for them, and then like, I just threw them out. But you know what? Thank you a lot. Now I can give my nephews all sorts of candies, and is that bad?
That is very bad. That's actually quite popular. But if you want to talk about being unpopular, we're going to come to the next segment, which is unpopular opinion.
Ooh.
Right. I think your mustache is great. If you don't like it, why don't you fight me? Here in the studio, we've got two guests ready to duke it out on either side of an unpopular opinion in Unpopular Opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Oh, here it is.
Yes. And to be honest, I didn't really want to be here tonight. I'm taking a break from political correspondent at Al Jazeera News. Unfortunately, there was a small incident in London recently between me and Boris Johnson and a large chocolate cream cake. Leaves me temporarily unemployed, but thanks to the people at Tape Studios, I can pay the rent this month. So today, tonight, and now, we will be talking about a very important issue, important to them, but not to me because I don't care. The issue is, are we all over Marvel Studios and their movies? I mean, I personally haven't seen any of them, and I'm better that way. To my left, I have comic enthusiast and general optimist, Amr Kawji. Did I say that correctly? Kawji.
There we go.
Good
There we
enough.
go. First.
And to my right, we have Qatar's bad boy of YouTube, Geeky Amreeki, the one and only Timothy Carr. Now, a couple of years ago, Christian Bale was heard to say, "I've not seen any of the Avengers films or any of the films connected to that franchise. I hear they're very good, but I'm quite happy just hearing they're very good and never actually watching them." Sentiments I share myself. But I have three questions for my esteemed experts here. So number one, Amr, superhero fatigue. Aren't we all just sick and tired of it all, and isn't there more to life?
I mean, there's obviously more to life. With that said, there's more Marvel movies, right? And I think that's great because, like, I'm sorry, there is no superhero fatigue. There's never going to be a superhero fatigue. There's 23 movies out since 2008, and the Marvel fan base is still growing, and they still want more, and it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to get stronger and better.
Is that because they're all just mindless consumers?
No, I don't think it's mindless consumers. I think it's more to that. But, I mean...
Okay,
cool.
fair enough. Timothy, please, give us your expert and probably negative opinion.
I am burnt out on the normal Marvel movies. All right, you got these other people trying to make different kinds of comic movies, and when they do, they get all this controversy surrounded by them. But I'm pretty tired of the vanilla Marvel stuff with its formulas, and you go and they expect you to just like turn your brain off. Even like with Endgame, they just kind of retconned everything with time travel because they wrote themselves into a corner, but everybody loved it.
The cinematic equivalent of a Big Mac, perhaps.
Basically.
Yes. Okay, moving swiftly on. Number 2. Is this all just spandex nonsense? Watching grown men and women tottering around in pink and yellow outfits, doing nothing in particular?
No, I don't necessarily agree with that statement because you've got like superheroes that serve as role models for kids, right? And these kids, like for instance, the most famous one is Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And it also goes back to one of the animated films, also the Into the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales. Anyone can wear the mask. You know, like anyone can wear it. They just have to have like a certain responsibility. So I think personally, no. I mean, it's beyond spandex. You know,
very deep. But more importantly, I've always wondered, how do they go mid-adventure to the toilet, either front or back?
That's why they have those huge cod pieces. That's not actually a cod piece. That's a diaper.
Yes, like an adult incontinence pad.
Basically, depends.
Worked into, and I imagine Tony Stark with all his nanotechnology, he can flush it out the back as he's flying along, right?
He uses it to propel himself along. You know?
Makes perfect sense. The first logic I've heard this evening.
how is that the first thing that comes to your mind when you're watching these movies?
Well, you know, I'm a man of a certain age. And,
Okay.
you know, the night can be awkward. I have to go to the toilet several times. You know,
Fair
mid-action.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Final question so I can get the hell out of here. You know, Tim Burton, who started all this nonsense back in 1989 with Batman, he said, and I quote, "We all know that superheroes are damaged individuals. Maybe we need to see a happy superhero for once." Wouldn't that be nice, Amma?
Of course it'd be nice. Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's what makes people from Marvel go back to the movies, right? I mean, yes, there are some, we have a fair share of like anti-superheroes and like anti like superhero rhetoric, and we see that in a couple movies, but I think what does the most, like that does well the best is like obviously seeing super happy like superheroes and having a really nice happy ending to it.
There's a kind of a low growl coming from my.
I can hear it too, and it's starting to.
Mr. Carr,
stress me out a bit.
Yes, yeah, I'm feeling an energy coming from you. Can you please clarify why this is not a good idea? We don't want happy superheroes.
Right. How are you going to get any type of catharsis from seeing somebody who was happy in the first place do something great? You should try to see them, you know, overcoming some huge obstacle, and not some blue beam of light going into the sky that's going to destroy the city or something like that. Give us like real villains. Give us flawed superheroes. Give us something that really speaks to you. And okay, you want the kids wearing the pajamas and all that kind of stuff. Fine. I want some movies made for us. I don't need to have kids running around in pajamas.
Who's us exactly? Who's us, Timothy?
Yeah.
Who's us?
Who is us?
Who's us?
Adults. People who, you know, grown-ups who like mature.
Dark adults, twisted adults, perhaps?
Yeah.
Why? Because I like a little bit of realism with some of my stuff. Okay, you've had 22 happy movies, right? Okay, Infinity War is a little bit sad, but then you have all of these others that were super happy. One negative movie comes out, Joker, and everybody goes crazy
Okay, so
and
let's
all
talk
upset.
about that. Yes, last night I went with my wife to see the Joker, and to be honest, I didn't sleep a wink last night. I was terrified. I'm worried for myself, for society, for civilization, and quite frankly, I'm worried about you.
Me too, actually. I think you're coming up with, like, I mean, relax, man. Yeah, just take it easy.
Why the Joker?
Yeah,
why
why
now?
the Joker?
Why do we need this in our lives, Timothy?
Right now, it's more timely than ever. It takes place, that movie takes place in the 80s, but everything they talk about is happening now, whether it be mental health issues or, you know, the economy and people's pessimism and not helping others. That's why he ended up being like he was. If he would have gotten the help he deserved and everything else, or maybe not deserved, but needed, then everything would have been fine. But people like you guys, who think everything's okay in society and want to see these happy stories, are the ones who marginalize people like him. So when you have these issues and stuff, then that type of thing is going to happen. People don't like seeing real on the screen. They want to see those rainbow fever dreams that are these Marvel movies.
I'm going to time out here because this is now straying into the realms of Arkham Asylum, I think is the correct
Yeah, I think you're being a
location.
little
Myself or
Crazy.
the Joker?
Well, a little bit of both. So with that note, I'm also hearing that YouTube HQ have sent a complaint to us. They may demonetize us, and we've only got 29 viewers. Hello to all of you.
Hello.
And I think we'll call it a day. Thank you very much, Timothy. Thank you very much, Amr.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
That was a bit intense.
Yeah.
What did you think of Tim's little dark monologue?
A little on the dark side, are you there, Timmy?
I mean, personally, I'm more of an anti-hero person. I really like, like flawed heroes. I really don't like the happy-go-lucky, I'm gonna do good for all this world because I was born that way. Like, I don't know why I did a redneck accent, but...
Is all superheroes kind of like, hey there, bud, we're gonna get there, That's exactly that's my superhero person.
Anyway,
I don't know why.
I'm not a fan of Marvel Cinematic Universe, so...
I just like the movies.
I like the popcorn.
I like popcorn and the soda. It's the only chance I can have cola, so I'm good.
I like being in a dark room all by myself, watching
Exactly.
a big screen TV. Right.
So, Lena,
Yes.
where we dropping?
What?
Because there's a storm brewing. We gotta floss our way to this video game week of the... Sorry. This week's video game review with our resident gamer, Hatem. This segment is called Press Start.
Hi, my name is Hatem, and you can't call it a variety show without some looty video game talks, huh? Looty, who writes this? So looks like the theme of the past couple of years in the gaming industry was all aboard the nostalgia train, where video game companies tend to remake and remaster cult classics of old. But why? Before you say money, it's actually for money. But fear not, my children, as video game companies have more reasons why they do that. Video game companies tend to look at remasters and remakes as testing grounds before releasing a big project, to test the gamer's patience and to see if the game mechanics still holds up till today. For example, when Square Enix announced that they are working on a new Final Fantasy VII remake, immediately they released the remastered version on the PlayStation Store, just to see if gamers want to revisit the old Gaia, a steampunky riddled world where a skinny blonde guy can wield a sword 10 times his size. The answer is 7 million downloads, so yeah, gamers like that. What other reasons, you might think? Simply, the gaming company is running out of creative juice. Yeah, they're human beings. They might run out of juice sometimes. It's alright. Don't forget the classic, the original company that actually made the game went bankrupt years ago, and the aspiring new developing company wanted to take over, but they don't want to screw things up. So they go for a remake so they won't lose the audience.
What's with the air quotes?
If gaming companies go down that path, they usually release a demo at a major gaming conference like E3, for example. That's why sometimes we see trailers of games and we never hear from them again. Poof. Speaking of demos, Pachinko repeat offenders Konami just announced that they're working on a new Silent Hill project. Sorry, just give me a minute. Oh, that hurts every time. Then why did you cancel Kojima's work? I know. Kojima's expensive and he takes decades to finish. Wait, you don't know what I'm talking about? Sit down, kids, it's story time. It was the year 2014. Gamers were playing the best game ever created, Witcher 3. What a time to be a gamer. And suddenly, without any forewarning, a depressing-looking title appeared on the PlayStation Store. People were wondering, what is this game? No company logo. What is this? And when they clicked on it, they were welcomed with another depressing title, PT. It was a first-person horror game, and it was good. People loved it. Forums went crazy within days. What is this game? Who made it? And then Hideo freaking Kojima himself dropped the bomb on everyone on E3, and he announced that PT was actually the demo for the new Silent Hills project he's working on. And whoa. Dude, gamers were crying. They were actually crying at the conference. It was like a dream coming true. Until Konami announced that they are letting Kojima go and they're canceling all his current projects. And now, they have announced that they're working on a new Silent Hill. I hope it's not a pachinko game. That was it for this week. Please tune in next week if you want to hear more of my rants, and I might have some gaming news for you guys. So yeah, before you go, it's dangerous to go alone, so subscribe. Please.
That was pretty informative. I don't know, I'm not a gamer, but what do you think?
Well, I really liked his yellow hat. Pikachu hat all the way.
Pikachu hat all the way.
The last game I played was Donkey Kong 64 back in 1985.
You know, I actually played that like a month ago.
I mean, literally, the last
It's the only game. It's the only game.
The last game console I had was a Nintendo 64. I don't know what version of the Xbox we're on right now.
He's talking about remastering and all that. I was like, yes, cool.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna pretend that
I like Mario Kart and the guy who jumps and hits the turtles.
Oh, I know, GoldenEye.
Oh yes.
Oh, you're talking about
Mario.
That's
But I
right.
just like,
That's
that's how I describe him.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, be sure to comment. What is the most useless superpower? Remember, you can win a guitar.
You can.
You can if you have the right and creative and, of course, sensible comment.
Again, the question is, what is your most favorite useless superpower?
Yes.
Leave a comment below, please.
Below.
Thank you. And moving on to the next segment, missing the Netflix to your chill? Well, just chill, okay? Because the Geeky Amreeki is getting freaky in this week's movie and TV roundup. Over to you, Tim.
So I am the Geeky Amreeki. I am an American filmmaker from Florida who has lived and worked in the GCC for the last 10 years. I've been called the toughest critic in Qatar and the nicest a-hole that you'll ever meet. All that being said, let's get into it, baby. In the Tall Grass is a horror film based off of a book by the same name written by Stephen King and Joe Hill. Joe Hill is actually Stephen King's son, and he has written an amazing book that I'm currently enjoying called The Fireman. So in the Tall Grass, a group of people find themselves trapped in a large field of tall grass. They can't find a way to escape, a bunch of weird things are happening, and what makes it even worse is there is something hunting them one by one. If this one is half as good as the other Netflix Stephen King adaptations, which I highly recommend that you watch, 1922 and Gerald's Game, you're really going to dig this one. It's out October 4th. Lore is an American anthology series from the producers of The Walking Dead. All of these stories have a real-world origin that they talk about in this show. There are 2 seasons and both of them have a very different style of presentation. Season 1 has Mankey doing a narration, almost like storytelling like he would in the podcast. Season 2 is all visual. It's basically like a Twilight Zone or a Black Mirror. Both seasons and styles of presentation have their supporters and detractors. I myself like both. I personally think that episode 3 of season 2 is one of the most terrifying things that you will ever watch, period. Both seasons 1 and 2 are out now on Amazon Prime Video. Next up, I want to highlight a video on YouTube because there are a lot of great indie filmmakers doing really good content. I highly recommend that you watch a zombie short film called Perished. Yes, I know zombie stuff is kind of getting played out, it's oversaturated, and there's a lot of really bad crap out there, but this one is just, I love it. It's from SAR Films, and it's about a guy who's trapped in a shed. He's surrounded by zombies, he can't get out, he has no food, so he has to figure out how to get out of the shed, how to fight off the zombies, how not to starve to death, and to find the motivation to do this because he's just exhausted, he's hanging on by a thread. So I went to see Prey because I love horror. I think it's the best genre for running you through the emotional ringer. It's also great for satire and political commentary. Blumhouse does make some pretty amazing horror films. Unfortunately, this is not one of them. This is a horror movie for the young adults out there or people who just dig movies like Netflix's Kissing Booth and Tall Girl. It just squanders its pretty interesting premise. So there is a program that takes at-risk youth and it teaches them how to survive in the wilderness. Once they've learned how to do this, they drop them off on remote islands and they have to survive, explore the wilderness, and explore themselves for 3 days. So they have to be self-sufficient while finding out who they are as a person. Unfortunately, our protagonist, Toby, is a moron, and he learned nothing from this program. You would never know what he learned because they actually never show anything to do with this program that these kids are enrolled in. It just goes straight from him having a family tragedy to being on the island, and it really robs you of any kind of world building or emotional connection to him or the stuff that happened to him. But from the moment he lands on the island till about 2/3 of the way through the film, he just keeps making mistake after mistake. Luckily, he runs into a young girl who for some reason still has clothes that look amazingly new and fresh, even though she grew up on this island and lives out in the wilderness. But because of her upbringing on this island, she has the skills to hunt and kill at will like she's Dutch from Predator. Can they survive together, and will they be able to hold out on this island against the evil forces like some sort of Twisted Blue Lagoon remake? Seth does give this amazing performance as Madeline, which is pretty convincing, and you buy that she grew up on this island and that she knows how to hunt and do all this stuff. But as good as her performance is, it cannot save this movie. It is a mess. It is extremely predictable. There are so many stupid things that happen, things that don't make sense. The special effects are horrible. I have friends who I've seen do much better special effects on their MacBook Pro than you see in this movie. The ending, the ending is straight out of that Horror 101 handbook. It just broadcasts itself from a mile away, and you really see it coming, and that's pretty disappointing. So who is this movie for? If you're a fan of those horror movies in the early 2000s where people would look at the camera and their face would morph into a ghost or monster and then go back to normal, it's also for people who really dig the young adult stuff that is just mediocre at best. But if you value your time, your money, good horror films, this is not the movie you're looking for. And that's why I'm pretty sad to give Blumhouse's Prey a 3 out of 10. So that is it for my Halloween themed portion of Geeky Amreeki for Full Super. If you liked what I had to say, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Geeky Amreeki, and follow me on all of the different social media platforms under @TheGeekyAmreeki. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.
What a review.
Lots of reviews.
Lots of reviews. Good review. A 3 out of 10?
I would watch
He
that.
butchered that movie. It's so bad. Is it that? You know what? I'm going to watch it only because he said it's 3 out of 10. I love watching really bad movies just to see what's so bad about it.
It's horrible. Anyway, but what did you think about his set?
I'm slightly jealous.
Well, I think we have a better one. Come on. We have our logo. We have our little superhero figurines.
We have a logo, but he has more toys. Sorry, I'm a child. I'm a child at heart, and he has more things, and it looks very.
So you're
alien.
a hoarder then.
I am 100%. It looks very alien and foreign, and.
So imagine coming to Marie Kondo, your game room or something.
Well,
anyway.
Speaking of foreign, ever wish you can speak a foreign language? Well, keep wishing. What do you think this is? Rosetta Stone in Around the World in 80 Phrases? Our contestants will have to guess a foreign phrase and win it big. And by win it big, not really anything's gonna happen. This is still a pilot. This is Around the World in 80 Phrases. Come on, guys.
Not looking.
Caught me off guard there.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
ようこそ様こちらの番組は世界で80フレーズでございます拍手してください拍手してくださいさて私は英語全く喋れないのでイングリッシュできないそしたらゲームのルール説明してくれませんかねお願いします
That's the one part I understood. He's saying to you, explain the rules.
I definitely understood that.
Correct.
So basically, this game is all about Buzz over here. He's going to say a phrase in a foreign language, and he'll be very expressive. And me and Seth will have to guess what the phrase is. And when it's not our turn, we have to be blindfolded and earmuffed to stop us from cheating. We each get 1 point for guessing correctly, and if there are no correct guesses, then the closest answer wins. So I'll go first.
All right, I got
So
it.
Seth, please. Blindfold yourself and earmuff your ears.
Earmuff my ears and blindfold my. I hate the dark.
かわいいマス
Oh God. All right, go on.
All right, Buzz.
じゃあ
Ja.
第1名
First round.
つま先を突き去りして青になったつま先を突き去りして青になりました
I tried to.
青
Ow?
青
Ow?
になりましたつま先を
Ah, I stubbed my toe
青になり
on the
ま
wall.
した青になりました
in a shoe,
こちらのカラーです
on
よ
a
ね
circle,
こちらのカラー
in a bruise.
カラーですよねバカ野郎カラーカラー
Kata.
カラーこちらのカラーこちらはレッドこちらは
Point A to point B.
バツごめんなさい
I got that wrong. Right,
じ
Seth,
ゃあ
it's my
次
turn.
お願いします
My turn.
What's happening? Oh, did you lose? Am I winning? I guess not. All right, cool. Hold on. All right, let's do this. Okay, cool. All right, I'm good.
お願いします
Oh yeah, yes, right here. Bring it in. All right, let's do this. Come on.
つま先を突き去りして
Toe?
突き去りして
My toe hurts.
青になりました青になりました
Blood. I
青青
Ow.
青
Ow.
青
Ow.
青じゃなくて青
I cut my
青
toe.
カラーこちらのカラーは何ですか青になりました
I'm bleeding from my toe.
バツ
No.
ごめんなさいじゃあ次お願いしますはいあ
Did you
な
get
た
that right?
No, absolutely not.
Oh,
Oh, you dropped
sorry.
the one of the nicest looking blindfolds ever.
right. Round two.
Oh,
Round two.
Hold
I'm ready.
on.
Oh,
じゃあ
Hold on.
wait.
Hold on. Okay, go.
Go. I'm ready.
第2名
Round two.
Round two.
私は
Yes.
スパンジボブとパトリックを食べました
SpongeBob and Patrick like to eat Krabby Patties.
バツ私はスパンジボブとパトリックを食べました
You like watching SpongeBob and Patrick?
違うですよバカ野郎お前白人白人ですよ私はスパンジボブとパトリックを食べました
They're eating each other's faces.
フェイル
Oh, okay, that's wrong.
じゃあ次
I got it wrong. The score stands 0-0.
あなたの
Source
ターン
full
0-0.
0-0. Alrighty.
I'm gonna blindfold
All right.
now.
はい
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
じゃあ
Yes,
始めましょう
Yes.
はい、
Yes.
私
I am
スパンジボブと
Spongy Boo Boo.
パトリック
Patrick.
を食べました
They love to eat.
私はスパンジボブとパト
What?
リックを
What?
食べました
Oh, what does okay? What does SpongeBob and Patrick love to eat?
私ですよ私はスパンジボブとパトリックを食べました
What do they like to eat?
私は食べました
They eat too much.
フェイル
SpongeBob. What is it? What is it? It's not fair.
フェイル
It's not fair.
Fail.
Okay, we're losing. We're losing. I lost. It
Done?
じゃあ次
Get it?
次のラウンド
Okay.
was obviously something to do with SpongeBob.
じゃあ
0-0.
クエスチョン2
Hold on.
Oh,
Wait.
this is the second round. Okay.
クエスチョン2
Question two.
Question
Hi.
two.
That's Japanese for you.
Hi.
Question two.
I know. Please, SpongeBob.
Yes.
よく聞いてください
Yeah.
ドンキーとドラゴンを結婚しました
I know what you're talking about. Donkey and Dragon, they got together and had babies like in Shrek.
はい
Yes.
正しいですよ
Yes.
ありがとうござい
Oh
ま
my
す
God!
できましたあ
Hey, take it up. I got the answer right. Now it's your turn.
No, you didn't.
ありがと
The
うござい
answer
ます
score is 1-0 so far.
じゃあ
Right.
ファイナル
Final one.
クエスチョン
All right, let's do this.
はいじゃ
All right.
あなんだっけ
Cool.
ま
Right here.
ああなたは
Anatawa.
あなたの
Anata no.
匂い
Nioi.
匂いが悪いです悪いです
I have.
あなたの匂いが悪いですよ
I smell bad.
はい
I smell bad.
正しいですよ
Oh, I smell bad. Yes.
引き分けタイ
Tie.
タイ
Hi!
We have been tied. Well,
Good game.
good game.
Thank you, Mr. Buzz.
ありがとうございます
Mr. Buzz?
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll take our winning selves back to the couch for our next segment.
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
I know now a bit of. I know now how to say SpongeBob in Japanese.
I know how to say donkey. Donkey-o.
It's SpongeBob. It's
Patrick?
it's SpongeBob. I feel like, you know, I can.
I knew that 2-week course in Osaka would come in handy. I never went to Osaka, but Japan's on my
Autocue, fix it.
place to travel.
There it is.
All right, now
I need to learn my lines.
we've come to the part where we're going to announce
Oh, we're gonna announce the winner?
the winner of this week's.
Well, it looks like we're getting to the end. Looks like we've reached the end of this episode, and kind of makes me sad.
Kind of makes me sad too.
Oh,
How about I cheer you up
can you?
on my new awesome guitar?
We're not giving this away, are we? Right?
No,
It's
we're
not
giving
this.
a proper guitar away.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a trainee guitar, but
This
I
is
know
a
how to-
good. This is a guitar for a.
So you were making fun of Wonderwall?
Oh yeah, please.
Today's
We
gonna
can't
be
sing
the
a
day-
song.
Oh my God, we can't play this.
We can't sing the
Well,
song.
obviously,
Pause.
I sure as hell can't play guitar. But the winner of tonight's giveaway will. Time to pick a winner.
Alrighty. So, Mr. Magic Man, display the comment.
Sarah Jean.
Sarah Jean, the ability to walk underwater. If you're wet.
Wait, I don't understand. The ability to walk underwater only if you're wet.
Something about that kills me. I don't know why.
Would you ever be dry if you walked
Hold on, does that mean you are just water? Nick, what do you think? Was it no? You know what? Nothing? Anyone?
All right, let's move on to the next
Okay,
one.
hold on.
Mahmoud Al Misleh, the ability to turn into a brick once and forever.
That is pretty useless. That is pretty useless.
I get that. You want to
That
be
is-
a brick.
But you know what? I mean, I know we have to decide, but I mean, two hilarious comments.
The ability to walk underwater
only if you're wet. And
Only if you're not wet.
If you're not wet.
Yeah, we're missing a word here. That's why
Oh.
it doesn't make sense.
That's
All
why- okay,
right,
if you're
the
not wet,
ability
okay.
to walk
Only
underwater only if you're
not
not
wet. Okay.
That makes a lot more
Now that
sense.
makes sense. Okay.
I actually like this answer.
Yeah?
What do you think?
Well, okay, hold on. So we have our loving studio audience / producers and obviously the people who helped put the show together. Guys, show of hands. The ability to turn underwater if you're not wet, or the ability to turn into a brick once forever?
Brick.
Brick? Well,
But that is so useless.
so
Right,
I guess-
winner, chicken dinner. Congrats, Mahmoud Al Misleh, for the
Congrats, buddy.
awesome, useless superpower. Of course, you win the Stag acoustic guitar pack from our wonderful sponsors, Shredder's Planet Musical Instruments. Don't forget to check them out. They're located inside Virgin Megastore in Villaggio.
And now that was kind of tough. 2 amazing comments, but now we really have reached the end of the show. And I gotta say, this has been awesome. This has been awesome. The first show under our belt. I don't know. It's an awesome feeling.
It's an awesome feeling, but it's also quite sad. But to our viewers, thank you so much for watching. This has been amazing. And this team around here, they've been working so long and so hard to
Team.
make this show a reality.
Come on, come here, guys.
Gather around,
If you guys want to support this show, please comment down below. Spread the word out. Full super. SpongeBob, get out of the way. Come on, guys. You know, spread the word, comment, subscribe, and of course, there'll be more on the way. We are
Full Super!
Sorry, guys.
Thank you all for watching. Follow us on @FullSuperShow.